You are watching GMODISM, and this is your host Eric. Today we're gonna build a tiny little PAC ship. If you're new here, we are playing a lot of From the Depths. I played this game for several thousands of hours. Anyways, what we're gonna do is build a very minimal little PAC ship, because you can see that we can use heavy armor ducts like this, so we can really provide like a super strong internal core. So my idea was, what if we can fit all the engines, all the AIs, everything of importance inside of this little box, make it fly by itself? Because the really cool thing here is that we can actually have thrusters be usable through this heavy armor duct. Even if it's in the corner like this, it is counts as free passage, insanely enough. So that was my little idea. And the reason why we're doing this, we are participating in this little mini game called the Promethean Directive. It's an absolutely super hardcore tabletop roleplay game, kinda, or tabletop strategy game. It's like, you know, Risk, but over Discord and in From the Depths. It's extremely nerdy. So we are playing there as the Sword of the Ecclesiarch. Here you can see the Sword of the Ecclesiarch. We have our little fleet here. It is me and our army of GMODISM enlisted Witch Doctor and Robostellar and Graver as well. Even though Graver has actually moved over more to hosting the game, as they needed some extra hands there. Anyways, big thanks for Miser Luke to doing that little minigame. It's really cool. And Sword of the Ecclesiarch is a sub-faction of Army of GMODISM. It has like a little story of being this little empire going to this little planet and trying to get some new cool tech, basically. It's part of the Army of GMODISM, but as said, let us check what we can add in this box and see if we can make it work. We can, because it's already done actually. And look at that. Here we have my little cube of stuff. So I added in everything you could think of being added here. I used my new AI template to add a little AI inside of here. We're doing steam electric. So we are having steam engines inside of here, which basically are just these little tiny turbines. So if you are, whoops, let's see here. If you check here, small boiler, compact steam turbine, and a little turbine generator. So we have small steam turbines generating in total with the battery. We have 3000 engine power. Batteries, it's really crammed, but it's definitely like viable. Costs 20k though, but we need to pay a premium to stick it inside of these heavy armor ducts, because each duct is 2000. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 12, 14. So subtract like 14,000 is like 5,000 cost this thing. Yeah. Anyways. However, we are gonna run a PAC system on it. So I try to continue to develop the turbines and cram in even more power. Of course, we can have 2 turbines per little generator here on both of the sides, also decreasing the amount of block we need to use. If we can use minimal piping, that's also wise. Anyways, we did add, of course, thrusters on the top here as well to keep it stable. So now we have a decently stable system, but we're having some issues upholding this weight. So I started to construct a new little turret. So I already have some PAC turrets, or actually I only have one PAC turret in my folder. So that's a problem, but I needed a really low profile PAC turret. So that is exactly what I've been designing here, and after some time I realized I need to actually save an iteration for me to be able to show like anything. But we have 3 PAC tubes in one like this. I like to keep it that way because if one PACs get destroyed, maybe not all get killed. So we have an impact, we have a pierce, so we have an explosive. I like to mix the damage types a little bit there because then we can shoot at a wide array of enemies and still do good damage. Like for example, it's even better if the impact shoots a little bit before the pierce, because then if you know we have an external armor, that will be opened up for the pierce to punch through. And of course explosive after the pierce, because if there is a small chance, or basically at the same time it hits basically the same hole, it can deal big damage. Anyways, doing PAC turrets like this is of course very expensive, and they take insane amounts of energy. I had to upgrade the internals of this a lot. You can see here it's completely changed the layout of stuff here. I basically had to redo it. Now we have 1 medium boiler going into here, having a lot of tubes parting up, and then we can use some, not the all-in-one block, not the compact one, but the real ones, because they are a little better, producing a little bit more energy, as you can see here. So unfortunately we can't share too many of those turbine generators, but it does provide much better stats than before. And yeah, it's extremely crammed. We're like a solid block here. But we are generating a good bit more power than we did before, so we're more likely to stay in air. And of course, it's gonna have a larger fingerprint ending up, because this thing is obviously going to like not be this small. We need like an external cover to take the blunt of the fire, so to say. And moving on with the building, you can see here I've added naturally a PAC turret on the bottom as well, and one on top. Since it's pretty expensive systems, I ended up having heavy armor on them instead, because well, that makes it a little bit more likely to survive. We don't want them dying on us. And I don't think I changed the internal much to this iteration. And the reason why we built this exact PAC little ship is that we needed a PAC-based anti-air ship of some kind. So this is meant to shoot down other air targets, basically. You can see it's basically a fully functional ship now. It may feel a bit jank and a bit cheese somehow, I don't know, but it works pretty well. If we take a little look at the PAC turret, we ended up calling it the Trinity, and it costs 15,000. Looks like this. Pretty happy with it, but well, impact, pierce, and explosive like before. And obviously I want to have some cool stuff controlling this, but that is for the next iteration, I believe. And now the exterior shell, it's getting its shape. This makes it not only more aerodynamic, but also a bit faster due to the added aerodynamic. Naturally, the biggest improvement with having an external shell like this is that the heavy armor ducts won't take damage directly, because even though they have like 37,000 health, if one of them die, it's game over, you know. So here we have like the external shell of it. We do have some issues, however. If we shoot these guns, bam, we are using a lot of our energy. And when we're using this energy, you can see here, when we like clocking the next shot, our energy is getting lower and lower. And can you see the engine tab? The engine power is getting lower and lower too. So as the PAC cannons drain the batteries, such is the electric engine getting weaker too. I don't know if you know this, but in real life, the amount of voltages decrease the lower, like the less full the battery is, to say. You're basically lowering the voltage when you're discharging a battery. It's of course like a currency in voltage. It has a couple of joules of energy stored, but a discharged battery has a lower voltage, and a electric engine also then produce less power. So this is the issue in real life and in From the Depth. When we drain our electric batteries, we get less engine power to work with. So as you can see, we effectively drain the batteries, so we actually crash into the waters. I don't think I'll need to tell you this, but that is an issue. So the only thing we had to do was add a lot more engines. We should have a little breadboard too on this thing. We'll check that in the last iteration of it. But we basically completed the exterior shell here. We added some reverse launch anti-missile missiles here. And we made sure to use the most we could of the 4-meter offsets, making it the most, well, health point effective block in the game. We have a lot of injector engines stacked here, and we have like really careful snakes making sure the outputs of the jets are not blocked, but still. So this is like a very cramped, very weird little engine. And for like backup redundancy and stuff like this, we have several of them. We can have 1000 power from this engine. We do have some backup balloons if we get hit and get into the water. We got another little backup engine here, producing, well, max 1000 as well. We have another 1000 going on here. So now we also have a lot of not only steam electric, but also some real engine power engines, which are mostly set up to provide engine power rather than providing charge for the batteries. Now, the last little note I had here was I wanted to add the bread for Lieutenant Cravy's carver. So we basically have an automation of turning off shields and, well, optimizing the PAC, so to say. And that is on the last iteration. So let's load that up. I think it's actually the completed version. So here we have it, the Army of GMODISM Sword of the ECCLESIARCHY ZMZ. That's hull code for metal-clad airship. Clypeum class AA PAC metal-clad airship. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the finished product for the Sword of the ECCLESIARCHY. I added a paint job, obviously. We have some redundant extra detection going on here. We obviously have some more detection down here. We have a 360 camera and stuff like that, so we won't be blind if one of them gets shot off. We may need some extra detection more, I don't know, but we do share the detection signals with other things nearby, so that's neat. Now, we added more armor, basically where we could, and it's ended up being a heavy armor duct box from all sides. To remove some of the weight, we did have to replace the armor on one of the turrets in the top here a little bit to alloy. We added some trails too, that's neat. And yeah, this little bread thing. we need to find that. Here we have the little bread thing. And this little bread does so much as the charge of the vertical particle cannon as a fraction times 30. So if it's fully charged, the reload time will be 30. And if it's like lower than that, it will be 3 at least, but it will be higher than whatever. So yeah, it will basically be as high as it can be. And we floor the value, put it here into the particle cannon, and all of those particle cannons thus get a neat little reload speed. So if we just shoot them here, you can see like that. And now 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if we let it load up, you can look at them here. They are constantly providing the maximum charge, 8, 11, 10. So if we can shoot them here, we will, and they're shot like that. Whoops, here are the interceptors. Yeah. Also, now you can like change the color and stuff on the jet engines, so I did that to make it look a little bit cooler, I thought. And I suppose that's basically it. We should probably spawn some enemies just to test it out and see how it works. We do have a little propeller if we fall into the waters. This thing is surprisingly resilient, but it's 74,000 in cost. So yeah, there is that. Let us get in some deep water guard. We begin with like 2 small planes in the Geiger. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Oh shit, I spawned them really close. Really trying to get up in the air here. It is fighting from pretty high altitudes. We're getting shredded by those... Oh, bam! Look at that! Okay, that was a big hit. Fortunately, we have this exterior layer of armor, so it needs to go through that before it actually deals any type of scary damage. And if it can shoot, it will. And if it will be able to reload a little bit more, it will do that. So it's always firing at full charge, which is very neat. And this little front bulk basically shields us from a lot of that fire. Now I think our engine power got a bit compromised with some of our engines being taken out. So our shield has switched off, as it does have lower priority. Did I set this up correctly, by the way? Yeah, it has. Okay, good. Just wanted to check. Really starting to dig through here. Oh yeah, the fuel box has caught on fire. It's not having a good day, so to say. It's having slight issues to maneuver because some of the maneuverability thrusters are seemingly taken out. But you can see it's still pretty resilient. It will still fight. Oh, and that is despawning. So our 70k ship could take out the deep water guard, Geiger, yeah, all of them we spawned. Very neat. I think we should spawn it again, actually. And just add in some Steel Striders something, because they're a little bit more scary. I don't know, Hake Squadron and a Predator. I don't remember what they do now. Whoops. Well, that was a bit unfair. I guess we'll just repair it for them. Oh, it won't get up. Well. And if it gets into the water, it still has some chance. That's why we have the water propellers, because it helps it guide it out of the water, basically. Oh, it is extremely susceptible to EMP, by the way, because the Prometheum directive bans EMP, so none of the things we built for the Prometheum directive has any EMP bolt put into it at all. Now you can see, even though this pack is dealing very little damage at just this low charge, it is enough against airplanes. It's better to shoot if we can than to not shoot. No, I don't know why we're aiming at stuff into the water, but well. Oh, bam! I'm wondering if we have like some local weapon control or whatever taken out. Okay. They just keep missing. This is annoying. Maybe I'll need to tweak the detection calculation time a little bit, that's possible. Or it is because we are pretty damaged, that might also be it. Okay. Speed averaging. Maybe. Maybe we should like tune this down a little bit. Could be that. It isn't fully battle tweaked yet, but I feel we should repair it because I don't know if its performance is representative, as it may have issues seeing the target. Here we got a little hit. Bam. So it works as a kind of fly swatter, swats them out of the sky eventually. Bam, there we got another one. When they do hit, it's at a good spot. It's pretty quick work of whatever it shoots at. I think we need to just see it from the Higgs perspective. Where are our ship? You know, like rack. Oh yeah, look at that. Now we're locked on and tracking. That makes so much janky camera. What the hell? Well, I think that's basically it. That is the Clipium, which basically means a shield. Yeah, we got taken out. We took that out right there. I do want to say big thanks to all the commissioned officers in the army of GMODISM. Captain Awesome Pupper, Captain Shuro, Commanders Ben Wilke and Delphin, Lieutenants Ali, Anto, Creevy, Flores Dagon, Josef Ishovsky, Owen, Parba Greed, Vincent Veritas, Rick Burrell, Scooby Rocks, and of course all our cadets. Everyone in the ECCLESIARCHY of GMODISM, that is YouTube members, and if anyone joined the government of GMODISM between me recording this video and, you know, I'll mention you in future videos, okay? Well, huge thanks for supporting the channel, everyone that does it. That helps a lot. It really helps a lot. So thanks a lot for that. And well, thanks for watching this little video. I hope it was fun to check out this little Clipium class getting created bit for bit. And yeah, tell me if you want me to put it on the workshop. Well, if you're a commissioned officer, you can access it through the updated files, of course, as everything else. In any case, big thanks for watching. This is your host, Eric, reminding you to check out the GMODISM channel as well for more From the Depth videos, and check out gmodism.com for links to everything and all assets and whatever you need. This is your host, Eric, signing out. See you next time.